The October 2019 Forbidden list will be the last Forbidden list we receive in this year. It's going to be pretty exciting to find out which decks will get hit by the Forbidden list, stymieing their strategies, or which cards will come off the Forbidden list. In this particular video, we're going to be focusing on what will be the best Forbidden list for the October 2019 format. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then make sure you destroy that subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you the best Forbidden list for the October 2019 format. Before we get into this video, I just want to put emphasis on the title. This is not a prediction list, ladies and gentlemen. The idea of this video is to make every single deck in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game as competitive as possible without one being overbearing over the other. I feel if players get to play their favorite strategies at the highest level events, that's a win for everyone. Now, of course, we're going to have to hit certain cards to balance out the format, but I strongly feel we did a really good job. Me and TJ play a load of Battle of the Gods and retro format games, so it's given me some insight on which cards can come off the list safely and which cards just don't deserve to be off the list. Starting off with Forbidden, the banned cards on our list, we had to hit some, and the first one is Nightmare Mermaid. The majority of the community has been calling for Nightmare Mermaid's ban, unless you're an Orcust player. You probably don't want this ban, but it's for good reason. Nightmare Mermaid isn't inherently busted, but the fact that any deck can play a full Orcust engine due to Nightmare Mermaid's requirements, just a nightmare monster, so as long as you can put two monsters with different names on your side of the field, you can pretty much go full Orcust combo. The only thing that's stopping you is extra deck space and how many cards you want to dedicate inside of your main board. I think that would be a huge problem for the format we're trying to usher in because we want so many strategies to be viable, and those strategies would be more reliant on the Orcust engine than their strategies themselves. I think that addressing the hybrid Orcust decks is probably the best way. There really isn't anything really busted about the strategy itself, but the fact that it does mix with other strategies just a little too well is the problem. Mystic Mind's card designs probably feels like it has good intentions. If your opponent is playing a monster mash type deck, you can punish their break my board with the activation of Mystic Mind. You can even use cards like Metaverse to activate Mystic Mind mid-combo, so they can't really necessarily interrupt you. It actually comes with a pretty good drawback, meaning that if you have more monsters than your opponent, then you can't attack or activate your card effects. But the problem with Mystic Mind is so much of its card effect that it's good, that it's bad. There are tons of strategies that don't rely on monsters, and those strategies are alternate win conditions. No one wants to play against Exodia or Burn. Mystic Mind is just one of those cards that enable that. We also have better board breaking cards like Dark Ruler No More and Nibiru. Mystic Mind is just outclassed and cancerous. It's actually a secret hit to Sky Strikers if you hit Mystic Mind, and you could possibly allow those Field Spell Searcher cards to come off the list. I'm not gonna allow those Field Spell Searcher cards to come off the list. They're fine where they're at. I mean, I would want to, but I don't like y'all that much. One card that I really wanted to ban, I'm on the fence about, I think we'd have to do a lot more testing, is Guard Dragon Argapane. Argapane, Airpane, Agapane, Argapane. Huh. The Link 2 Guard Dragon monster is powerful, but I don't think that it's powerful enough to ban. Now, I am going to be releasing some cards that would make dragons a lot more powerful, but I think that whole super loop shenanigan is really overrated in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Being able to summon multiple negates to your side of the field just doesn't seem to work anymore, especially with other counters that are easy to access now being available. Moving on to Limited, you guys might think that I'm a complete madman when I say Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos can come to 1. Now, players are probably looking at me crazy, but probably have forgotten that the Dragon Rulers were at 1 for quite some time. It was number 95 Dark Matter Dragon that actually got these cards forbidden because there was a 2-card combo that could put over 22,000 damage in one entire turn. That was Yu-Gi-Oh in the past. Number 95 Dark Matter Dragon has been justifully banned, like that was the real problematic card. But you guys already know how it goes. Sometimes you just need to sell premium gold boxes because it is the worst rarity right beside platinum rare. Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos is a huge boost to dragon-based decks. It's also a boost to fire-based decks. But I don't see Blaster making much of an impact or being an overly dominant card. Dragon Ruler cards have well moved past their prime, and making number 11 Big Eye or Mechathana Beast Draco Sack, man, that's not threatening at all. Following suit would be Red Ox Dragon Ruler of Boulders. This would probably be the one I'm the most skeptical about because Dragon Ruler of Boulders actually has the best effect right now. At discarding an additional Earth monster, you can spell summon an additional monster to your side of the field. And then you start to realize we already have Monster Reborn and most decks don't even play it. I'm not saying Mr. Boulders is a bad card, he's a phenomenal card. The fact that you can send him to the graveyard with ease is amazing. But yeah, it's not as good as it used to be. Stop living in the past, ladies and gentlemen. The Dragon Ruler cards can come off the list. If the other 3 Dragon Rulers were limited on this list, and the 2 strongest ones, and Red Ox and Blaster are already limited, I think it'd be a no-brainer to limit Tidal as well. Tidal is a huge boost for decks like Mermail, as well as dragon-based decks. It's a pretty powerful card. Regardless, all of these Dragon Ruler decks are very good for their elemental counterparts, as well as a little bit of a boost for the dragon deck. If it does prove to be too problematic, then maybe we should actually ban the real problematic card and Guard Dragon Link 2 monster that I can't say his name correctly. Spellbook of Judgment to 1. And before you guys start saying that Spellbook Sky Striker would be the next best thing, stop it. It doesn't work. It's a terrible idea. It's just no. Spellbook have fallen off of the face of the earth ever since Spellbook of Judgment was banned. And I find it kind of funny because I do admit at the time, Judgment was a stupid busted card. Nowadays, decks can go +9 with 1 card and not really bat an eye and still lose. Huh. Spellbook of Judgment kind of fits in today's Yu-Gi-Oh! It rewards you for playing a specific archetype, you kind of have to stick to that specific archetype, and it does give you advantage. Spellbook still probably won't be a competitive deck. You might actually have to bring this card to 2 or 3, but I think 1 would be a start before you go into a natural progression. With all of the brain-dead filled spell cards, like seriously, fuck Mystic Mind, on the list, I think it's perfectly fine to bring Ancient Fairy Dragon to the limited status. Filled spell card interaction is very limited, and Ancient Fairy Dragon gives you benefits for playing the Synchro mechanic. Now, I'm very well aware of the Dragon's Ravine into a Destrudo to summon an Ancient Fairy Dragon, but I think the deck best suited to abuse this mechanic is the ABC strategy. I don't think that dragons with this boost on the Forbidden list will become overbearing, but I do admit that they do get a lot of support from this list. Am I a dragon lover? I don't even play games with dragons on them. I quit Skyrim the second I seen a dragon. I don't like dragons that much. I mean, they're okay, but I don't like them like that. Ancient Fairy Dragon just so happens to be a dragon, one of the 5 signers, and actually gives a boost to decks like ABC or decks that are reliant on their filled spell card. If you can sacrifice 3,000 of your life points, as well as entering your battle phase just to get your filled spell card and special summon once, I think that that's not a bad trade-off. It's a very fair and balanced card. So you'll just Skull Dread to 1. Should have happened a long time ago. This card's just degenerate. This card should have literally been a hard errata to like a hard once per turn. You can only gain these effects once per turn. The fact that you can summon 3 SARYUJA Skull Dreads and not bat an eye in today's Yu-Gi-Oh card game means that you can go through 12 resources from your deck to your hand and pretty much manipulate your hand content. The fact that it actually plays cards to the bottom of your deck is a benefit, meaning that you can play more brick cards as long as you can circumvent them to the bottom of your deck by summoning SARYUJA. Its special summon is like sometimes not even looked at, as it's a graceful charity in link form. I mean, seriously, just give us back graceful charity if you want us to be degenerate. On to semi-limited, you can only use 2 of these cards inside of your main board or extra deck or side deck and whatnot. I'm going to be semi-limiting Sky Striker Mecha Widow Anchor. Now, I'm not 100% sure how to address Sky Striker. It has gone from hit after hit after hit to still being one of the top decks of the format. I don't want to completely kill the deck, but it doesn't seem like there's a fine line between killing the deck and keeping it competitive without it being busted. I think Sky Striker Metal Widow Anchor is the next progression to hitting Sky Strikers, just because you don't want to kill the strategy, but you do want to limit its interaction on the opponent's turn. The secret nerf in Mystic Mind being banned also helps too. I think that this will be a natural balance for Sky Strikers, still making them competitive, as well as keeping them in check from being the best deck of the format. ZOODIAC DRIDENT to 2 is pretty laughable. I feel that ZOODIAC DRIDENT could come to 5. I mean, Broad Bull's still banned. Like, who wants to play this card? Seriously, I mean, you can go through your ZOODIAC Chaka 9 plays and that's all cute until you still remember that you have to play Barrage, Rapier, Chaka 9, and Drident inside of your main board, all for one disruption. I'm serious, there are so many strategies that can do this just so much better in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game now. ZOODIAC DRIDENT can probably come to 5 and no one will bat an eye. I'm not trying to bat an eye. I'm close. Moving on to Unlimited, you can have up to 3 copies of these cards in your main board and your sideboard. Trickstar Light Stage is a card that comes to mind because it was hit due to the Orcus combo. The fact that you can't just activate Light Stage, ditch run an opponent's back row, and be able to Orcus combo is just something that is amazing. It's almost crazy how if you actually hit the problematic cards, you don't have to hit other cards that aren't problematic. Huh. Ritual Beast Ulti Counter Hawk was limited at one point in time, and players thought it's because Ritual Beast players take 10-minute turns. In 2019, 10-minute turns. Watch this. Ritual Beast Ulti Counter Hawk can come to 3. That's how you try to make this deck as competitive as possible, but unfortunately I still think that it may need a little bit more support to be on its way. What kind of forbidden list would this be without a NEKROZ Unlimited of some sort? We've had consecutive Unlimiteds of Brionac and NEKROZ of Charit. Now I'm going to be bringing NEKROZ of UNICORE to 3. NEKROZ of UNICORE to 3 has that same feeling on players. We feel that NEKROZ are the best deck of the format because they didn't messed up and Unlimited one of the most powerful cards until we actually start playing NEKROZ and realize that we're not in 2015 anymore. PERFORMAGE Damage Juggler is a very fun card to play, and if you guys, okay, look, seriously, I like this card. I think it's good, but who? Nobody doesn't even remember how good this card was. It's fine, guys. Let it come back. It can go to 5. No one cares. Aether of the Heavenly Monarch is just a natural progression. Look, I gotta tell you guys, if we don't unlimited these Monarch cards, whether you like them or not, Monarch players will complain that they go 2 and 6 at the regional level events because these cards off the list. Well, congratulations, now you guys can go 3 and 5 instead. No, seriously, I like Monarchs, but unlimiting Aether isn't really the answer. I also plan on unlimiting Pantheism of the Monarch to 3 as well. I think that both of these cards deserve to be off the forbidden list because at their very best, if Monarch is a top contender, it's healthy for the meta. You have a deck that is not extra deck reliant, decks that are extra deck reliant, and then decks that are anti-meta extra deck, so it all balances each other out and you don't have to deal with Monarchs just being overbearing. At its very worst, I mean, Monarchs don't take up space on the forbidden list anymore. That's like waste of ink. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. Of course, I know my forbidden list is trash. I forgot this card, or I should have put this card on the list. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys would have done different, or how do you feel about this list. If you guys want me to make a prediction list, then go ahead and like this video up as well. I take pride in knowing that I am probably the only YouTube channel that has been right about a forbidden list almost to a T. Kind of scary, it's like I have Konami intel. And I'm excited to do another prediction list again. Also want to give a mad shout out to every single one of my Patreons. I really appreciate you guys. Without you guys, videos like this wouldn't have been possible. Please like, comment, subscribe, but most of all, enjoy. I hope you guys are having a great day, like I am.